Good afternoon to all. Whether my voice is audible?
Audible, sir.
Okay. So next pressure measurement device is LVDT, means linear variable differential transformer. Okay. So yesterday's lecture, burden tube pressure gauge, diaphragm and piezoelectric pressure gauge. Three pressure measurement devices are completed, and today we are going to start next linear variable differential transformer, means LVDT. So I request all of you to draw this diagram within 5 minutes. Give the heading linear variable differential transformer in bracket capital LVDT. In that, draw this diagram. This is one of the pressure measurement device. I think all of our completed this diagram. See the diagram I explained in detail. In linear variable differential transformer, basically one metal core is used. In that, one primary coil and two secondary coils are used. See here, this is the metal core, and in that metal core, primary coil is wound, and these two sides secondary coils are wound. These secondary coils are wound is unequal direction, means this one is coil is wound as clockwise direction, so this one coil is wound as anti-clockwise direction. So here EI means input voltage. To pass input voltage with the help of primary coil, this primary coil attached to the metal core. This metal core expandation means if you passing the current, this metal core get expanded or contracted with the help of primary coil, and this sensing primary coil voltage catch the secondary coil, and these two secondary coils gives the output. So here with the concept is there, these two secondary coils are used to balance the input and output voltage with the help of core. See the in diagram, this is primary coil wounding and this is secondary coil wounding. Here this one is the primary coil wounding and these two are secondary coil wounding. Okay, when you pass the supply with the help of primary coil to the core, this core absorb the input voltage and core will get compressed, compress or expand. This compression or expansion capture with secondary coil. Two secondary coils means two secondary coils. One is clockwise and other is anti-clockwise. Wound to the metal core. So this balance the input to the output and measure the pressure with the help of digital display. See the principle. This LVDT works on mutual induction and the displacement, which is non-electrical energy is converted into electrical energy. Here, displacement which is non-electrical energy is converted into electrical energy, means contraction and expansion of metal core. Metal core is non-electrical energy converted into electrical energy, and the way how the energy is getting converted is described in working of LVDT in a detailed manner. Okay, then see the construction. In construction, I already told you one metal core is used, in that one primary coil, two secondary coils, and these primary coil and secondary coil wound around the metal core. Two secondary coil is separated, is clockwise and clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. Okay, these are the construction working in LVDT linear variable differential transformer. Two conditions is there. One is balance and second one is unbalanced. So the balance condition on applying an external force, which is displacement. If the core remains in the null position itself without providing any movement, then the voltage induced in both the secondary winding are equal, which result is net output is equal to zero, means zero condition. And say condition second, when an external force is applied and if the steel iron core tends to move in the left hand side direction, then the EMF voltage induced in the secondary coil is greater than the compared to the EMF induced in the secondary coil second. Means सेकंड कंडीशन क्या होता है, जब आप एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाई करते हो आयरन कोर पे, तो आयरन कोर टेंड्स टू मूव इन लेफ्ट हैंड डायरेक्शन, देन सेकेंडरी मेटल कोर लेफ्ट हैंड डायरेक्शन को स्प्रेड करता है, फिर ईएमएफ प्रोड्यूस होता है सेकेंडरी कॉइल, फर्स्ट सेकेंडरी कॉइल में। फर्स्ट सेकेंडरी कॉइल का ईएमएफ जो होता है कोर लेफ्ट साइड जाने की वजह से हाइयर रहता है कंपेयर टू द सेकंड सेकेंडरी कॉइल। Then advantages Infinite solution is present in LVDT. High output. LVDT gives high sensitivity, very good linearity, ruggedness. LVDT provides less friction, low hysteresis. LVDT gives low power consumption. Low hysteresis means input is equal to output. So hysteresis is very low, means lacuna of removal of input voltage or output voltage is very low. That why low hysteresis. Disadvantages: very high displacement is required for generating high voltage. This core displacement means metal core displacement is very high required for the getting high voltage. Shielding is required since the sensitive to the magnetic field. Shielding means cover is required or coated is required for a high magnetic field. The performance of the transistor get affected by the vibration. When means display of your final output is get disturbance with the because of vibrations. When you passing the current or voltage to the primary coil, this metal core will be get movement, so create vibration. This vibration affected to the your final reading. It is greatly affected by the temperature changes. Definitely this metal depend upon the metal coil material. When you take a aluminum metal core, then take a cast iron metal core, then take a steel metal core. These three different material uh, are affected with the changes in temperature. Okay, so this is the overall of LVDT, linear variable differential transformer. Okay, so any doubt regarding LVDT? Any question? Any doubt? If you have no doubt, no any question, then take write down. Any question regarding LVDT? Any doubt? Any problem? Okay. No message, no reply means no doubt. Then write down the principle of LVDT. Write down principle of LVDT. LVDT works under the principle of mutual induction. LVDT works under the principle of mutual induction, and the displacement which is non-electrical energy is converted into electrical energy, and the way how the energy is getting converted is described in working of LVDT in detailed manner. Full stop. Next title heading construction of LVDT. Construction of LVDT. In that write down first sentence. LVDT consists of cylindrical former where it is surrounded by one primary winding in the center of former means coil core, sorry, former means core, and the two secondary TW, two secondary windings at the sides. Full stop and next line. The number of turns in both the secondary windings are equal, but they are opposite to each other. But they are opposite to each other. That is, if the left secondary winding is clockwise direction, that is, if the left secondary winding is in the clockwise direction, the right secondary windings will be in anti-clockwise direction. Hence, the net output voltage, hence the net output voltage will be the difference in voltages between the two TW, two secondary coil. Full stop and next line. The two secondary coil is represented as capital S1 and S2. Steam iron core is placed. Steam iron core is placed in the center of cylindrical former. In the center of cylindrical former means core, which can move into and from motion. Into and from motion. Full stop and next line. The AC alternating current excitation voltage, the AC excitation voltage is 5 to 12 volt, 5 to 12 volt, and the operating frequency is given by 50 to 400 hertz. Full stop. This is the construction of LVDT. Next heading, working of LVDT. Working of LVDT. Next heading, working of LVDT. In that, condition one, condition first, on applying an external force, on applying an external force, which is the displacement, on applying an external force, which is the displacement if the core remains, if the core remains in the null position itself without providing any movement, then the voltage induced in both the secondary windings are equal, which result in net output, which result in net output is equal to 0. Full stop. Working condition second, when an external force is applied, when an external force is applied, and if the steel iron core tends, and if the steel iron core tends to move in the left hand side direction, left hand side direction, then the EMF voltage, then the EMF voltage induced in the secondary coil, induced in the first secondary coil, induced in the first secondary coil is greater, is greater when compared to the, when compared to the EMF induced in second secondary coil, compared to the EMF induced in compared to the EMF induced in second secondary coil. Next, advantages of LVDT. Advantages of LVDT. First, infinite resolution is present in LVDT. Infinite resolution is present in LVDT. Second, high output. Third, LVDT gives high sensitivity. LVDT gives high sensitivity, very good linearity, ruggedness. LVDT provides less friction, low hysteresis, and last advantages. LVDT gives low power consumption. LVDT gives low power consumption. Next heading, disadvantages of LVDT linear variable differential transformer. Disadvantages of LVDT. First, very high displacement is required. Very high displacement is required for generating high voltages. For generating high voltages. Second, shielding is required. Shielding means cover quotation is required since it is sensitive to the magnetic field. Because of sensitive to the magnetic field. Third, the performance of the transistor gets affected by vibration. Means the performance of output is affected by the vibration of core. And last disadvantage is it is affected by temperature changes. It is affected by temperature changes. Okay. So this is the overview of LVDT linear variable differential transformer. And then next and last of pressure measurement devices is deadweight pressure gauge. This is also known as pressure gauge tester. Give the heading dead wet pressure gauge tester. Give the heading dead wet pressure gauge tester. This is our last point of pressure measurement device. Heading dead wet pressure gauge tester. Under this heading, draw this diagram. I request all of you do the heading deadweight pressure gauge tester and draw this diagram. So today stop here. Division A, place your roll number and leave the meeting. Division B. Division B, place your roll number and leave the meeting immediately.